Happy May 4th be with you, everyone. To all my fellow Star Wars fans out there, this is our day. This is Star Wars Day, the most important day of the year. Now, I'm going to make a Star Wars video on this day because I figured this is the best day for me in terms of Star Wars and in terms of my love and fandom of this beloved franchise, the greatest franchise of all time, without a doubt, right? I am actually going to be watching this pile of garbage. It's called Star Wars, the Doom of Skywalker. Oh, I'm sorry, the Rise of Skywalker. I don't like this movie at all. It is lazy, it's messy, it's sloppy, it is ridiculous. The editing in this movie is awful. It's so awful. They don't clean up things, they don't ever explain things to you, but you know what? I've gone ad nauseum about my dislike for this film. I can't really say hatred, okay? Do I hate this movie? Maybe. Now, this is the 4K Steelbook. So you might be asking, Nick, if you hate this movie so much, why do you own it? Because I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm a collector. Of course I have to own every Star Wars movie, even the ones that I hate. I own Episode 1 Phantom Menace, which is the worst Star Wars movie ever made. I have to own this piece of garbage. I can watch this movie on Disney Plus. I know that, okay? I have Disney Plus, but I am a big fan of physical media, so I figured why not break this thing out? I haven't even opened it. Am I gonna open it on camera? What's the point? I don't do Blu-ray content. I honestly am not excited about watching this movie again. Why did I decide to make this video? Well, look, I have shared a lot of my dissatisfaction with this movie. It's a nice steelbook. It's a cool steelbook. I do like the steelbook, but yeah, I don't like this movie. But I'm gonna look at this movie from a standpoint of, does this truly complete the Skywalker saga? Is this a good closing of that saga? And it's more of a retrospective video. I haven't watched the movie in a few months. I saw the movie 4 times in theaters. Yeah, I hate it that much, apparently, to see it 4 times. But it's Star Wars, it's gonna have my money no matter what. But yeah, I saw this thing 4 times in theaters. Haven't seen it since probably early January, so it's been a few months. I've kind of settled down. I want to see if my thoughts on this movie change. I don't think they will. I've seen it 4 times again, but yeah, let's just put this bad boy in. Let's do a little bit of a retrospective. You might see me even commentate on a couple of scenes, and in the future, comment down below if you'd like to see my entire commentary of this movie, because I plan on doing some commentaries in the future. I think that would be a lot of fun, and this is a movie that I'm definitely going to be commentating for sure. This is going to be one of the first ones that I do a commentary on. Just putting on the menu screen and seeing certain clips from this film, it just reminds me of, man, was this the most disappointing and most frustrating movie event I have been to in my entire life. This might be the most disappointing film I've ever seen in the theater, and especially me being a big Star Wars fan, being super excited for this final installment of the trilogy since The Force Awakens came out. It's really disappointing. I mean, if this truly is the last of the Skywalker saga, what a crappy way for it to end. Like, seriously, what a convoluted and just mess of a way for it to conclude. And gosh, I don't want to watch this movie. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? It's Star Wars Day. I should be happy. I should be watching something like Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, or heck, even something like Revenge of the Sith, which is my favorite prequel film. But no, I'm gonna watch Rise of Skywalker. All right, let's do it. I don't want to do it. Okay, look, I'm 10 minutes into the movie already. I'm already annoyed. So the opening scene, I do think the opening scene is pretty cool, actually. I will say that. I like the lighting. I love the cinematography. And then after that, my question is, why do they resort to having Finn just be this guy who yells all the time? Right! 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 Jerry! Right! Right! I can't leave her! We can't! Right! Like, that's the intense moment. It's almost like, oh, we have to make this seem a lot more tense, so let's just have John Boyega just scream, "Almost there!" That does not make your movie more tense. It does not make your movie feel like there's a little bit of risk or there's high stakes. Yelling does nothing. I'm gonna see throughout this entire movie, he resorts to just yelling and shouting everything out. And that's the problem. I don't like how they make Finn this character who just yells all the time, and it's just annoying to me. It's annoying. Explain to me why they need that in there. By the way, do you like my arrangement of fruit? You know, this whole part where they make it seem like Chewie died and then he doesn't. I wish that they would have added real stakes. Like, I love Chewbacca more than anybody else. Like, I love him so much, but if he would have died, it would have at least gave some bit of stake to the entirety of the film. But it just takes away that moment. You know, especially the guilt that Rey feels with killing Chewie. And then literally, yeah, it's like right here where they basically ruin the entirety of those stakes that you felt in the theater. And they're like, oh, Chewbacca's alive. And you're just like, really? So the actress who plays Janna apparently wants a solo movie for Janna. And let me just say, no. No. Not interested. I think they're actually going to do it, though. No, probably not. It's a pipe dream, but I wouldn't want that anyway.
2 hours later.
All right, so I just finished Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker for the 5th time in my life. I still don't like the movie. None of my thoughts have changed. I think I actually like it worse every time I watch it. It's just a mess. It really is convoluted. It's stupid. The fact that this movie ends the entire Skywalker saga is a shame. Anybody can say whatever they want. That's fine. But does it tie up these 9 films? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I actually have a lot more questions than the answers that we ended up receiving. Look, I understand J.J. Abrams had a really tough task, but no one told him that he had to erase what The Last Jedi did. That's plain and simple. He did not have to fix the problems of The Last Jedi because The Last Jedi was its own movie. You should just move on. Make your own story. Don't try to course correct. And that's the issue that I have with The Rise of Skywalker. And because they try to course correct this sequel trilogy, it makes zero sense. And so this is probably the worst trilogy out of all 3. And now the prequels I know get a lot of hate, but I'll tell you this, at least they feel continuous. At least they feel like they flesh out all the details that they want. Whereas this trilogy of films, they're so messy, so unorganized. They feel like 3 separate individual movies. That, to me, is what makes this a really bad movie, because the one thing it's supposed to do is tie this franchise together all in one, wrap it up in a bow, and it doesn't do that. It leaves you with a lot more questions than answers. It tries to have this happy, peaceful ending, but the movie is so messy and so terribly edited together and put together that the film feels like it doesn't warrant any of the ending of the film, because it basically takes us from point A to point Z without even having the details between those 2 points. And to me, this is the most disappointing, most frustrating Star Wars film I've ever seen in my life. I don't like the movie. Personally, I think it's garbage. I really think that it's trash, but I understand people will really enjoy it, and that's fine. And I'm not a part of the fandom menace. I don't care about any of that crap. I do not associate myself with people who hate other Star Wars fans, tell them what's true Star Wars and what's not, you know, hates all Disney Star Wars, because that's not true. I love Rogue One. I think Rogue One is awesome. That movie is excellent. I really like The Force Awakens, and I really love The Mandalorian, but I feel like Star Wars has gone into a different direction of pandering and into the type of direction where it just tries to make everyone happy, but by doing that, it makes everyone upset and angry, and that's the issue that I find with Star Wars, especially The Rise of Skywalker. But again, I do not want to say that if you like this movie that you're wrong for saying that, because who am I to tell you what is right and what is wrong? I love The Empire Strikes Back. To me, it's a perfect Star Wars film. It's a perfect film, but I understand that some people don't like it as much, and I get it. All in all, my thoughts are The Rise of Skywalker still does not feel like it completely wraps up the storyline of these 3 major characters in the sequel trilogy, and it doesn't feel like it ties together the Skywalker saga in one beautiful bow. And I kind of feel like we need an episode 10 just to kind of finish everything. But this is what we got. We have to live with it, and it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm not angry about it. It's just a movie, and there's a lot to love about what Disney has done with Star Wars and what they're planning on doing moving forward. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for dealing with my complaints, for my sarcasm, and my narcissistic comments about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. What do you guys think about this film? What do you also think about Star Wars as a whole? And are you celebrating May the 4th be with you? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, may the 4th be with you all.